Are the Minnesota Vikings Super Bowl contenders? I know that has been on every fan's mind since the Sheldon Richardson situation and since the Danielle Hunter situation. And frankly, that's been on my mind all offseason just because I'm the hopeless, optimistic, romantic on the Minnesota Vikings. However, I think it's starting to get a little scary true about how good this team can be, and they're starting to get some expectations floating around. Anyways, in today's video, we're going to be talking about it. The Vikings are really a Super Bowl contender stacked up with other teams and kind of talking about their roster. Kind of break it down if they can make a Super Bowl run. I think this year is going to be a lot of fun. I think no matter what, this year is going to be high energy, high emotion, hot, big-time games. It's going to be a blast. Anyways, thank you guys so much for the support on the channel. It really helps a lot, especially last video. I love commenting back and forth with you guys. It's honestly great getting other Vikings fans' insights. It honestly helps me make my videos too, because I get to hear what the fans are thinking. And honestly, I think the fans, they have great insight on a team that they've been watching their whole lives. Anyways, leave a like on the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel. I cannot wait to get the season started and to kind of enjoy the season with you guys. Anyways, we're going to be talking about, are the Vikings actually Super Bowl contenders? Crazy thing to think about, because I did not think we would be talking about this since that Christmas Day game last year. I thought this team was going to go in a spiral. But anyways, they've really skyrocketed up my power rankings, so let's talk about Vikings Super Bowl contenders right now. Well, I mentioned it, the Christmas Day game where Kamara ran for 6 touchdowns on us. That was the best thing that's happened to this team in a while. Right there, that game, I know how painful that was because it was Christmas Day. It was a Friday night. We were the lone NFL game at the 3:34, or was it 3:45 or 3:30 spot. Kamara ran all over that disgusting Minnesota Vikings defense. We were missing, let's see here, Eric Kendricks, Anthony Barr, Danielle Hunter, Michael Pierce, Dalvin Tomlinson, Sheldon Richardson, Patrick Peterson, Brashad Breeland, Xavier Woods. That is about 8 of the starters for next year weren't there. That is crazy to think about. Anyways, I think that's the best thing that's happened to this team. I really do. Because I think I think Zimmer was watching that game, and I bet you Zimmer had a somewhat decent game plan going into Sean Payton in New Orleans. He always does. He probably watched that game and said, yeah, we need to get some new dogs in here. We need to get some new dogs in the trenches in here. I can't do this next year. If we're going to go out, because he knows he's on the hot seat eventually. He's the longest tenured coach in the NFL without a Super Bowl. That's just kind of how it is. You're not going to stay with a team for 20-something years without winning a Super Bowl. Zimmer knows that. So he knows he's going to want to go out with some dogs. They went and stacked the defense. The defense has unreal talent right now. So are the Vikings Super Bowl contenders? We know their offense, what they can do. They did it last year. They added 2 really good pieces to the offensive line with rookies, but I think they could really play. So are they Super Bowl contenders? Well, Super Bowl contenders, it normally is going to come down to the coach and quarterback, but let's just talk about the logistics first. You got to win your division. I know the Buccaneers did it last year without winning the division. That's kind of an anomaly. You're not going to go win 3 straight road playoff games. I mean, listen, the Vikings somehow end up winning 3 straight road playoff games with Kirk Cousins as their quarterback. Hey, somebody come punch me or something. I don't know. But I just don't see that happening. Starts with winning the division. I said this yesterday. I think the Vikings are locked to winning the division, even if Rodgers is in Green Bay. I mean, you just look at where the offseason's going for both teams. Let's just say this is a company. Let's just say this is life even. Let's just say you have a family. And the Green Bay Packers, they're normally a very functional family. They're always very successful. They're top of the class and everything. And now one of the parents is feeling resented by the other parent. And there's a divorce happening. And they don't know if they're going to get back together or they don't know if they're going to go fully apart. That does something to a family, just like how it does something to a football team. Now, on the other side, you have the Vikings family who, they had a really tough year. COVID hit them really, really hard, but now they're coming together. They're adding new members. They're building a chemistry. They're not focused on all the outside noise. They're building something within that family. So even if Rodgers does come back, I still think the Vikings win this division. And I don't really take the Bears or Lions as contenders that seriously. I just don't think the Bears are dynamic enough on offense, even with Justin Fields, to make a run. So let's look around the other NFC, because you got to get to the Super Bowl. So if they do win their division, I'm assuming Tampa Bay will handle the NFC South. NFC East, I have no idea, but I think the Vikings are better than all 4 teams in that division. I don't want to hear it from any other fan base in the NFC East. I don't think they're going to be that good again. I mean, I think they'll have teams with possibly good records and possibly fake hype going into the playoffs next season, but I don't really buy it. I think the Rams are legit. I think the 49ers are legit. I think Seattle's going to be legit. I'm not big on Arizona at all. I think they're going to be the fraudulent team of the year. NFC West is still stacked, though. So, listen, the Vikings, in my opinion, are from the 2nd to 4th best team in the NFC right now. That's not even, if you just look at the talent on the roster, they're 2nd to 4th. I guarantee it. There's no other way to put it. They're the 2nd to 4th best team going into the season in the NFC. It's going to be how they match up with other teams and how they handle their, it's going to be how they handle their season. It's going to be how they handle going through the 17-game season, which is why I love they added Sheldon Richardson. You know, listen, Rick Spielman, if you look at the last 2 NFC if you look at the last 2 teams who has represented the NFC in the Super Bowl, 49ers, Buccaneers, their front sevens are amazing. They get after it. They're dogs in the D-line. So what did Spielman do? We already had 2 D tackles who we said we really like. We love Dalvin Tomlinson. We love Michael Pierce. So let's go add another rotational guy in Sheldon Richardson, who's got boats load of talent. Bring it back to Neil Hunter. The D-line is set. The D-line is stacked. It's a bunch of dogs on the D-line now, which I love. I love having dogs on the D-line. We all do. That's kind of like the Viking way, the purple people eaters. It's like who we are. It's in our blood. We love D-line. We love our big D-linemen. So Spielman went and addressed that right away. So the Vikings, listen, they're going to need to make a run in the season. They're going to need to be either 1, 2, or 3 seed, I think, to make a run. And I think they can. I think their schedule is tough, though. But listen, if you look at their first 2 games in Cincinnati and Arizona, I really think those are 2 very winnable. I get it. It's road in the NFL, and these 2 teams are going to be jumping for the first 2 weeks. But the Vikings are better than both teams, and it's not close. I get, oh, my God, the Cardinals got J.J. Watt. Wow, they got a D tackle who hasn't played well in 4 years. I mean, come on. Like, I'm not going to get all hyped up for, J.J. Watt. We don't even know if he can coach. But if they can handle those 2 games and win 2 road games, the start of the season, go 2-0, then you got Seattle and Cleveland coming in the U.S. Bank, and that place would be bumping. Listen, if the Vikings can start off 5-1, I think they really have a chance. But to be a Super Bowl contender, listen, man, it's going to come down to the coach and quarterback. We all know this. They run it. They run the show. If you're a business, this is the CEO. These guys make the final decision. These guys have the most outcome, the most impact on the outcome of the game. Kirk Cousins is going to need to have a big year. I hate putting this pressure on just him, but it's the reality. I don't think this defense will be giving up 30 points a game like it did last year. I think this might get back to the 2017 ways where we would just tell Keenum and we would tell Teddy, go get 20. You get us 20 points, we'll figure it out. We'll win. So if Cousins can get us to 25, 28 a game, and you tell Zimmer, keep them under 24 or something, we're going to have a lot of fun this year. We're going to win a lot of games. And I think this formula is going to work. Because I think Zimmer is becoming self-aware enough where you don't listen, I still think we should run the hell out of the football. We have one of the best running backs in the league. We got Madison. Run the hell out of the football. You need to have that because you don't win without a running game. I mean, you just don't. You don't. Tampa Bay had a great running game last year. They were fantastic. You got to run the football like crazy in the NFL still. Unless you're like the Chiefs or the Bills who just frankly just don't need to. Most teams in the NFL, they need to unless they are crazy dynamic on the outside. But you need to run the football because that's the way to keep the other team's offense off the field. We all know this. And Zimmer loves doing that. Then also the play action game, that's going to be huge for Cousins. But the plays that Cousins that's going to separate this Vikings team from reaching their goals and to really getting disappointed is going to be those 3rd and 5s, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8s, where there's no sign of a run game. Where maybe the other team is taking away the run the whole game and it's Cousins shotgun Madison to his right, and we got Irv, Thielen, Jefferson out there. That's what it's going to come down to. However, the reports out of the camp is that this guy right here, 18, he's unguardable. He's better than he was last year. He's going to be a difference maker. I think he's the best player on the team. I think he might be a top 5 receiver in the NFL, and we just don't know about it yet. And I think the whole league's going to be put on notice this year on how good this kid actually is. I think he's better than DK. I think he's better than all these other young receivers. He's the one. Route running, size, everything. He's got it all. So listen, I think the Vikings, they have a chance to be Super Bowl contenders. It's going to come down to Zimmer and Cousins. Let me know what you guys think down below. Skol Vikes. I'm really excited about this team. We're going to need to start hot. We compete well. It's going to come down to Cousins, though. He's going to need to make plays, and honestly, I think he can. He's got that chip on his shoulder like always. It's going to be a fun season. It's going to be a lot of ups and downs. I'm hoping they just start. God, I honestly just can't wait for this season to start. I can't wait for training camp. Honestly, the preseason is going to be the most fun I've ever had because we get to see Mund, we get to see everybody. Can't wait. Shout out to the speedy receiver out of Iowa. Keep an eye on him. Just everybody, just keep an eye on him. I guarantee you he's going to be making big-time plays. Thank you guys for watching. Skol Vikes. Cannot wait for the season.